Hello, Merry Me. So, like I promised yesterday, this is going to be a review of the Rings by Aaron's Tarot Spinner Ring. So, what is this ring? Well, this thing here is a tarot deck. Now, when my friend pointed this out to me, I just had to have it because I collect tarot decks, especially novelty decks and the like, and you don't get much more novelty than this. So, first, let me discuss a problem with the Rings by Aaron. I have three of them. I have a dice ring, a rune ring, and this one. And their sizes are completely fucked up. I wear a size 8.5 in American ring sizes on my, Asperger syndrome with coordination difficulties. Wonderful. Basically on my ring finger. And, but with that very wide ring like this, I would usually go up to a size 9. Yeah, this is a size 10, according to their website. And I bought it to wear it on this finger because I think a spinner works better when it is on the pointy finger. So yeah, and I'm not the only one that has spoken of this problem. I see on their comments field and so on that they have gotten a ton of complaints when it comes to sizing. And all the rings I bought had sizing issues. Now, here's one thing that annoys me. I understand that I could have made this mistake. I mean, people make mistakes. The problem is that their policy when it comes to returning these rings are insane. First of all, things that are offensive is when they point on their side. Well, you have to consider if it's worth time and effort. You could always just give the ring away and buy another one. Yeah, you make a mistake. Don't push advertisement on me. Secondly, you have to. It's not enough that you measure it. If you don't want to spend all that money to send the ring back to them, you don't. It's not enough that you measure it with a ruler. You have to have ring measure. I'm not completely sure what they're named. It's what jewelers have. That creates just a ton of problem for customers because that's not a tool that people usually have at home. So while they do say now that I have corrected all their sizing issues, so future rings from them should be the correct size. When a lot of customers complain that your ring size are wrong, when a customer come and say my ring size is wrong, then either you just ship out a pre-paid envelope so they can send it back to you for free, or if you really want to have good customer service, just send them a new ring for free. Just a little bit of advice there. But my rant about that aside, the rings themselves are great. And so I'm gonna review this tarot ring. Now, basically it's a 3 spinner ring. So it has 3 individual little bands that spin. And what you do to use this is that you find the place that has this little white mark. I think, yeah, you can see it. Here it is. And that should be up. So when you place it on your finger, that should be up. Now, what you do is that if you're gonna, of course, using this for divination won't work as you do with a deck because you don't have the images, all of that is very important when it comes to a deck. But what you can do, you can actually draw forth the energy of the given card, because this will randomly generate a card for you, so that, well, of course, it won't be it will not be a replacement for an actual deck. You can actually ask the tarot a quick little question on the run. So you concentrate on the question like you normally will, and you spin it. Now, I usually spin them all 3 at once, but sometimes it can get easier if you spin, since these 3 spinners, they cannot times gap. You've got to get a good spin on all 3 of them, and you can just spin the one that didn't get a good spin again. So what you do is you spin it. Now, how to read it. Let me just take it off so I can show it easier. This is how it ended up. And then you see where that little marker is. Now, the marker is at times a little bit difficult to see, so I think they could do better if they make that marker just a little bit bigger. Anyway, it shows cups. And as you see, they have white and black. The white cups means it's upside, it's the right upside. It's the right way. It's not reversed. So it's cup. And it is just over on 5. So the card, it has, because it's just between 2 lines there, but it is over on 5. So it's the 5 of cups. So let's spin it again. That didn't get a good spin. That didn't get a good spin, and spin it again. And what do we get? We get a black on 1, which means it's a reversed wand, and it's 4. So it's the 4 of wands reversed, and that works very well for a quick little question that you might have around the day, or just as a bit of fun. What it can also be used for is, you know, that cusp signs in astrology, where you are just between one sign and the other. You can actually do this because it can be just on the line between 2 different cards. And you can easily devise a divination system that takes this into account. So if it is just between cups and wands, then you can say, okay, it has a bit of the energy of cups and a bit of energy of wands, and combine it like that. You can actually make a special divination system for this. However, of course, there are the limitations that it is just the signs and the numbers. So yeah, and of course then you have the 3 bands are. This one tells you if it's the major arcana, and if it is that, you will read this 3rd line here that just have the numbers of those. Or if it is a suite, and then it has those names there, and then you just read that of the middle one that has all the suites, including the court cards. So yeah, do I like this ring? Yes, I do. It's an interesting way to do divination, and of course it's an interesting novelty gift for a tarot reader. But of course, you cannot get the same effect that you get with an actual deck, where you can see pictures, but the cards themselves have energy. They have an archetypical energy, and you can draw that out with this. I would also say that since this ring is technically speaking a tarot deck, this little thing here do have the energy of a deck, so that it can be a nice thing to have on your altar, and so on and so forth. So, the spinner itself is very good. It's with a 3 spinner ring like this, sometimes you don't get all of them spinning equally, but for the most part that works very well, and it spins very freely. It do need to be washed at times, but that doesn't take long. The printing seems to be pretty good. It doesn't feel rough when you touch it, like it feels like it's just gonna rub that off. So I think the printing is pretty good, and it feels pretty comfortable to wear. I'm not completely sure what metal it is. I think it might be titanium. I'm not completely 100% sure of that. So, I think it's titanium or steel, but I'm not completely sure. It comes in several colors. It comes in black, like I have here. It comes in steel, those basically brushed steel color. It comes in a gold color. I'm not sure if they added some more colors since then, and they might have. And yeah, I think this is a very fun little novelty item. It would be a fun gift for a tarot reader. It's fun if you want to have those quick little one question divinations now and again. Um, so yeah, I really like it. However, there are a few problems, and I'm going to address them. I already addressed the sizing issues that we won't add that, and I have addressed that the marker is very small, so I just go, oh, where is it? So I think that if people have poor eyesight, I might have a problem with that one. They should make that bigger. Another problem with this, and this isn't unique to these rings, it's for any spinner ring. It's very noisy, and of course when you have 3 spinners, that is amplified. So I don't use this very much because every time I move my finger, it makes this clicking sound, and it makes it a lot. So yeah, that can be a problem. And some of the markings on the second band is somewhat counterintuitive because okay, you have the numbers, that's fine, and you have K for king and Q for Q for queen, and a P for page, and then you have a K N for knight. But basically, yeah, you wondered how have you got the S, and then they just have a T, and I wonder why do they have a T for the S. But basically, these are just minor complaints. All in all, this is a fun little ring. Now where can you get it? Well, Rings by Aaron had a Kickstarter on these. And now the Kickstarter has ended. I got mine on that Kickstarter. They are working on a web page, and they go around to various comic cons and role-playing game cons and such on to sell them, because their main selling point is that they make dice rings. So yeah, you could try to go into the Kickstarter page, the page where they have the comments and so on, and I'll post a link to that in the description. And you might find, I haven't been able to find it, but you might possibly contact them through there and hear where you can buy these if you're interested. But hopefully they will get a web page up soon, and you can get them from there. So yeah, how will I rate this? Well, taking the sizing issue aside and their bad customer service on that, it works. It does what it says it's going to. It's sturdy, it's durable, it's well printed, and the concept is fun. For what it is, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. All 3 doesn't spin unanimously always, and it rattles a lot, but I don't know if they could have done anything to change that if it's going to spin freely. And that marker is a bit too small, but other than such nitpicking, this is a pretty good ring. I have really no complaints, so yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It's very fun if you are into the tarot. That is my review of the tarot rings by Aaron Spinner Rings. It's a close-up of it. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this review. Have a great day, and blessed be.